In the heart of a small village nestled by the great savanna, lived a young and beautiful maiden named Amina. She was known for her kindness and her captivating beauty, which drew the attention of many suitors from nearby villages. Among them was Kofi, a charming young man from a wealthy family who had recently moved to the village. Kofi was not only handsome but also carried an aura of mystery that intrigued Amina. Kofi courted Amina with fervor, showering her with gifts and affection that she had never experienced before. He promised her a life of comfort and love, speaking of grand adventures and a future filled with prosperity. Amina, enamored by his charm and the allure of a better life, soon found herself deeply in love with Kofi. The village elders, however, were wary of Kofi. They sensed something unsettling in his demeanor, something that did not align with the traditions and values of their community. They advised Amina to be cautious, but her heart was already set on Kofi, and she dismissed their concerns as baseless fears of the old. One moonlit night, Kofi invited Amina to a secluded part of the village, far away from the prying eyes of the elders. He spoke to her in hushed tones, painting a vivid picture of their future together. He spoke of wealth and luxury, of far-off lands and endless love. Amina, entranced by his words, agreed to meet him the next night, ready to elope and begin their new life together. Unbeknownst to Amina, Kofi harbored dark intentions. Driven by greed and desperation, he had made a pact with a powerful sorcerer. In exchange for immense wealth, Kofi was to offer the sorcerer a human sacrifice, someone pure and innocent. He had chosen Amina, trusting that her love for him would make her an easy target. That night, as Amina prepared to leave with Kofi, she felt a sudden pang of doubt. The words of the elders echoed in her mind, but she brushed them aside, convinced that her love for Kofi would conquer any obstacles. She took a deep breath, steeled her resolve, and slipped out of her home, unaware of the treacherous path that lay ahead. Amina and Kofi ventured deep into the night, the moon casting eerie shadows on the path ahead. They walked hand in hand, Kofi's grip tightening as they approached the edge of the village. A thick forest loomed before them, its trees towering like ancient sentinels. This was the Forbidden Forest, a place shrouded in mystery and fear, where few dared to tread. Kofi assured Amina that they needed to cross the forest to reach a safe haven where they could start their new life. Trusting him implicitly, Amina followed without question. As they delved deeper into the forest, the air grew colder and the sounds of nocturnal creatures filled the silence. Amina's heart raced, but Kofi's presence gave her a false sense of security. After hours of walking, they arrived at a clearing illuminated by the pale light of the moon. In the center stood an ancient, crumbling stone altar covered in strange markings. Amina's unease grew, but Kofi's reassuring words kept her from turning back. He asked her to rest while he prepared a special ceremony that would bless their union and ensure their prosperity. Amina, exhausted from the journey, sat on a nearby rock and watched as Kofi lit candles and placed strange objects on the altar. Her eyelids grew heavy, and she soon drifted into a restless sleep. As she slept, she dreamed of dark shadows and whispered voices, filling her with a sense of dread. When Amina awoke, she found herself bound to the altar, unable to move. Panic surged through her as she saw Kofi standing before her, his face twisted in a sinister grin. "Kofi, what is happening? Why am I tied up?" she cried, struggling against the restraints. Kofi's eyes gleamed with a cold, unfeeling light. "Amina, my dear, you are the key to my fortune. The sorcerer requires a pure soul, and who better than you? Your sacrifice will grant me wealth beyond imagination." Amina's heart shattered as she realized the depth of Kofi's betrayal. She screamed for help, but her voice was swallowed by the darkness of the forest. Kofi began chanting incantations, the air around them growing heavy with malevolent energy. Amina's pleas turned to sobs, her hope fading with each passing moment. Just as the ritual reached its climax, a blinding light pierced the darkness. The village elders, having sensed something amiss, had followed Amina's trail. They burst into the clearing, their faces set with determination and anger. The head elder raised his staff, invoking ancient protective spells to counter Kofi's dark magic. Kofi's chant faltered as the elder's magic disrupted the ritual. The sorcerer's hold on him weakened, and he let out a primal scream of frustration. In a desperate attempt to complete the ritual, Kofi lunged at Amina, but the elders' combined power repelled him, sending him sprawling to the ground. Amina, weak and terrified, felt the bindings loosen around her wrists. The head elder rushed to her side, helping her stand. "You are safe now, child," he said gently. "We will protect you from this darkness." As the elders confronted Kofi, Amina's heart ached with betrayal and sorrow. She had given her heart to a man who saw her as nothing more than a means to an end. Tears streamed down her face as she vowed to reclaim her strength and rise above the darkness that had sought to consume her. With Kofi subdued and the ritual disrupted, the village elders turned their attention to Amina. They could see the pain and betrayal etched on her face, and their hearts went out to her. The head elder, a wise and compassionate man named Baba Jomo, placed a comforting hand on her shoulder. "Amina, you have been through a great ordeal," he said softly, "but you are strong, and with our help, you will overcome this darkness." Amina nodded, her voice barely above a whisper. "Thank you, Baba Jomo. I don't know what I would have done without you." The elders led Amina back to the village, where she was welcomed with open arms. The villagers had been worried about her disappearance, and they were relieved to see her safe. Amina's parents embraced her tightly, tears of joy streaming down their faces. Over the next few days, Amina remained under the elders' care. They provided her with healing herbs and guided her through rituals to cleanse her spirit. Baba Jomo spent hours talking with her, helping her process the trauma she had endured. His wisdom and kindness gave her the strength to begin her journey of healing. As Amina regained her strength, she learned more about the dark magic Kofi had attempted to use. Baba Jomo explained the nature of the sorcerer's pact and the dangers of seeking power through malevolent means. Amina listened intently, vowing to never let herself be ensnared by such darkness again. One evening, as the sun set over the savannah, Baba Jomo gathered the villagers for a council meeting. They sat in a circle around a crackling fire, the flames casting flickering shadows on their faces. Amina, now stronger and more determined, joined them, her eyes reflecting the fire's glow. "My dear villagers," Baba Jomo began, "we have all witnessed the darkness that tried to take root in our village. But we have also seen the strength and resilience of our community. Amina's ordeal serves as a reminder that we must remain vigilant and protect one another from harm." The villagers murmured in agreement, their expressions solemn. Amina stood up, her voice steady and clear. "I want to thank you all for your support and kindness. I have learned a valuable lesson, and I promise to use my experience to help others who may face similar dangers." Baba Jomo smiled warmly. "Amina, your bravery is an inspiration to us all. Together, we will ensure that no one else falls victim to such treachery." As the meeting concluded, the villagers embraced Amina, offering words of encouragement and support. She felt a renewed sense of purpose and belonging, knowing that she was not alone in her journey. With the elders' guidance, she began to find solace in the strength of her community and the wisdom of their traditions. Months passed, and Amina's life gradually returned to normal. She immersed herself in the village's daily activities, helping her parents with their farm and participating in communal events. Despite the scars left by Kofi's betrayal, she found healing in the love and support of her family and friends. One day, while tending to the crops, Amina noticed a group of children playing near the edge of the village. Their laughter was infectious, and she couldn't help but smile. As she watched them, a sense of foreboding washed over her. She felt a familiar chill in the air, a reminder of the dark magic she had encountered. Determined to protect her village, Amina approached Baba Jomo and shared her concerns. "Baba, I fear that the sorcerer's influence may still linger. We must ensure that no one else falls victim to his dark magic." Baba Jomo nodded thoughtfully. "You are right, Amina. We cannot let our guard down. We must confront the darkness and cleanse our village once and for all." The elders gathered once more, a plan to rid the village of the sorcerer's influence. They decided to perform a powerful cleansing ritual, invoking the spirits of their ancestors to protect and purify their home. Amina, now a symbol of resilience and strength, was chosen to lead the ritual alongside Baba Jomo. On the night of the full moon, the entire village assembled at the sacred clearing. The air was thick with anticipation and a sense of unity. Amina stood at the center of the gathering, her heart filled with determination. Baba Jomo began the ritual, chanting ancient prayers that had been passed down through generations. As the villagers joined in the chant, a warm, protective energy enveloped them. Amina closed her eyes, focusing on the love and strength of her community. She felt a surge of power, a connection to the ancestors who watched over them. The dark presence that had once threatened their village began to dissipate, replaced by a sense of peace and harmony. When the ritual concluded, the villagers erupted in joyous celebration. The threat of the sorcerer had been vanquished, and their village was once again a place of safety and love. Amina felt a deep sense of fulfillment, knowing that she had played a crucial role in protecting her home. In the days that followed, Amina continued to grow stronger, both in spirit and in her resolve to help others. She became a beacon of hope and resilience, inspiring those around her to face their fears and stand against the darkness. The village flourished, united by the bonds of love and community. Years passed, and Amina's story became a cherished legend in the village. She was now a respected elder, her wisdom sought by those who faced challenges and uncertainties. The village thrived, its people living in harmony and prosperity, protected by the traditions and values that had guided them for generations. Amina often found herself reflecting on her journey. She thought of Kofi and the darkness that had nearly consumed her. But instead of bitterness, she felt a profound sense of gratitude for the lessons she had learned and the strength she had gained. She knew that without the ordeal, she would not have become the person she was today. One sunny morning, Amina gathered the village children at the sacred clearing, now a place of light and joy. She told them the story of her journey, of love and betrayal, of darkness and redemption. The children listened with wide eyes, absorbing the lessons of courage and resilience. As she finished her tale, Amina smiled at the children. "Remember, my dear ones, that you have the power to overcome any challenge. Stay true to your values, and never let fear or darkness rule your hearts." The children cheered, their spirits lifted by Amina's words. They ran off to play, their laughter echoing through the clearing. Amina watched them with a contented heart, knowing that the future of her village was in safe hands. Baba Jomo, now a venerable elder, approached Amina and placed a hand on her shoulder. "You have done well, Amina. Your strength and wisdom have guided us through many trials. Our village is blessed to have you." Amina nodded, her eyes filled with gratitude. "Thank you, Baba Jomo. I have learned so much from you and our ancestors. I will continue to honor their teachings and protect our village." As the sun set over the savannah, casting a golden glow on the land, Amina felt a deep sense of peace. She had faced the darkness and emerged stronger, her spirit unbroken. Her journey had transformed her into a beacon of hope, a guardian of her village's legacy. And so, the story of Amina and her journey from betrayal to redemption became a timeless legend passed down through generations. It served as a reminder that even in the darkest of times, the light of love, community, and resilience would always prevail, guiding them toward a brighter future. There are a lot of lessons to be learned from this story. I would love to hear your opinion in comment section. Thank you for watching, and please don't forget to like, share, and press the red button to subscribe to my channel. Bye.